All right, hello, good morning, good evening, and good night. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic as always, because in today's video, I'm bringing you guys a new stock, which I'm not sure that I mentioned on this channel yet. We're talking about PBR, sometimes known as PBR.A, which is Petrobras. They are a petroleum company based out of Brazil. As you can see, Brasilia right there in Brazil, because I can't read Brazilian, I think it is. But in today's video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about Petrobras. And I'm not even sure if I'm saying that, Petrobras, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. I'm going to tell you about its awesome dividend coming in at about 25%, and we're just going to talk about what affects, this company, the sector as a whole, how they're well suited, and why I think they might be a good addition to your portfolio. So with that being said, I hope you guys do enjoy this video. We are up to 2,457 subscribers. I think in yesterday's video, we were about 2,413 subscribers, so gained over 40 subscribers in a day. That's fantastic. And I gotta say, this video is brought to you by Hito Mikage Waka. Hello, how are you doing? He said, I don't know if you heard of PBR.A, Petrobras, but they're going to pay out a 23-cent dividend a share quarterly. So Petrobras is a quarterly paying dividend. And before I get to that, I want to say thank you, Mr. Hito Mikage Waka 31, because he brought this stock to my attention. And if you guys have any stocks to bring to my attention that you want covered, just let me know. I'm always interested in the high yielding dividends and, exposing them to you guys. So this is roughly a $14.5, $15 company, or dollar company. This is a 14.68 price stock, and it has a market cap of roughly $100 billion, coming close to $96 billion. Now, just some signs off the bat to look for. Obviously, we want that earnings per share higher than the dividend. And you know what? Sometimes you'll see with these high dividend yields, 25% is a high dividend yield. You'll see that the forward dividend is a lot more than the earnings per share. But this is a great representation of how the earnings per share is actually covering that dividend. And what I want to show you here is their historical data. So keeping in mind that they are a company with a price point about $14.50. You can see the dividends that they returned. These are over the quarters. They don't pay monthly. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to let you guys know, they're not like USOI or TSOI or Clip, but this is a great quarterly paying company. You can see that they were paying out dollar bills over here. So they were paying, a dollar in December. April, they were paying 1.2, 1.5, all the way up to 2.5, So they are definitely a high-paying dividend yielding company. And the thing is, they are in the oil sector, so they do rely heavily on crude oil prices, which, there's obviously a lot of different oil metrics that we could go into. But just looking over the general one, I have it right here. Let's see if I can bring this up. This is just the standard crude oil price chart, and it kind of shows you the history over the past year. It doesn't really go very far beyond that. But to get into a little bit about what Petrobras does, so I'm just kind of on their About Us page. So our purpose is to provide energy that ensures prosperity in an ethical, safe, and competitive way. They are a company based out of Brazil, and I'm pretty sure what they do, I kind of just read over them super briefly, but let's go over their strategic plan here. They're a company that was actually started in the 1950s and have been, going since then. They have container ships. I know that. We have in our 2023 to 2027 strategy plan, maintains the main drivers of the past plan with the maintenance of the focus on oil and gas and adequate levels of leverage, the reduction in carbon emissions, and effective contribution by Petrobras to a prosperous and sustainable future. So as you can see, although they are an oil company, oil, natural gas, diesel, anything like that, they're still looking for, ways to be environmentally friendly by reducing their emissions and making sure their processes are done environmentally and sustainably. Now, one thing I was looking for here, their main operations, they have basins, refineries, terminals, pipelines, and thermal power plants. So I'm pretty sure their main driver is the basins. So they have offshore kind of like drilling ports, and as you guys know, these are based in the middle of the ocean, and they are absolutely massive. Like these, people will go there for weeks at a time to work and be there. It is generally a dangerous job, but it definitely pays well at the same time. And as you can see, they have a couple different plants and setups What I did want to show you guys here is if I could go to, not careers, but here, you can see, I don't think this page has been updated for a while. They say we are a recognized worldwide for oil and natural gas exploration and production technology in ultra deep waters. Okay. This is definitely not up to date. Investments of $8.8 billion, total revenue of $452 million. Petrobras actually has pretty decent financials in my opinion, and I'd just like to show you that super quickly. So one thing that, obviously, like, you could buy PBR, or at the same time, there's also USOI, which is a covered call, crude oil covered call, ETN. But Petrobras is an actual physical company, and one thing we want to see here is the revenue growing every single year. Now, they are definitely dependent on these oil prices, and the price of oil has actually been doing pretty good over the short to mid term so far, and they definitely prospered from that, bringing in about $36 billion in the past year in their net income. Now, going to their balance sheet, you could see their balance sheet, it's actually been reducing, which is not what we want to see. But we also, if that is the case, we want to see their total liabilities reducing, which we do by a pretty substantial margin. And going to the total assets for the current year, 190 billion roughly, close to 120 billion. So it's not super bad, but that's actually not bad. That's not bad. Their total cash sitting at about 11 billion there, so that is pretty good too. Going into the cash flow, you can see cash provided by operations growing every single year, which is exactly what we want to see. They are slowly reinvesting into themselves. I'm assuming, I'm not exactly sure what they're reinvesting in, potentially new plants or just, their sites in general. But what we do love to see, okay, there is their reinvestment there. Okay, so this is cash used for active investing, what they're actively putting into themselves, and then net cash used provided by, I assume this is also reinvesting into themselves. But you can see that free cash flow is also growing extremely well, and they're a good, well-established company, obviously at a $100 billion market cap. I do understand that they are based in Brazil, not necessarily a US company, which I guess could give you a little bit more global exposure if you were to go with Petrobras and PBR as a stock. They do pay a 25% dividend, which is pretty fantastic, and I'm pretty sure they are only solely based out of Brazil. And I'm sorry, guys, I understand that, judging by this video, you're probably saying, well, look, you don't know absolutely everything about Petrobras as a company. And the truth is I don't. This is a stock that I kind of just started researching today. I do think they're actually a pretty decent buy, just due to the fact that they do pay a pretty good dividend, but it's a dividend that's covered by their earnings per share. And at the same time, over the long term, if you were to have held this company, they paid a dividend since 2000. You definitely would have made that up if you bought it, let's say, at $4. Maybe not at this high point here at 55, but anywhere on the lows, if you can grab the stock for about $10 or under, I think that is a great buy. And as well, it's comparable to USOI and their, 25% dividend. Although this is just an ETN, which tracks the crude oil market. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I also have my dividend tracker up just to show that I don't own any PBR for anyone who's wondering. It's not a stock that I own. I'm just kind of, showing it to you guys, and you guys can make the decisions on what you want to do with it. So with that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I'm up to 2,457 subscribers at the current moment. So if you are interested in high dividend yields and want new stocks like PBR, TSOY, and CLIP, please do subscribe to our channel. I'll do my best to fill you guys in as I possibly can. I want to say thank you to everyone who's commented so far. I've been hard at work trying to read all these comments and reply. I'm doing my best. So if you guys can hang around, I will definitely get to your comment if you do. But I want to say without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Take care, and I will see you guys in the next video.